This is another question somebody asked, who's Palestinian. They said, if the Jews dreamed of coming back here for 2,000 years, what's the difference between that and the Palestinians dreaming to come back here since 1948?
I think this is the belief of the Bible. This is our country, according to our beliefs. The situation was different. They were here, but we believe religiously that this is our place and we should be here. Okay. This is our country.
But can you also understand them wanting to come here?
Yes, I understand it, but I think we have to share it and understand this is a complex situation. And
so they would say, I'm assuming, that sharing it means that they can come back here to live.
No, we share the territory. They will have
the West Bank. You mean
the West Bank? Yes, and we have our country.
Okay.
Not at the same land, because this means that we don't have a country anymore.
Okay. And they could come back to visit, I assume.
Should be some kind of rules, because if the visit will be the meaning they are here, so there is no difference of letting them come back whenever they want. There should be some kind of rule that not above a number. They cannot come here all together, all 1 million to our country, because it makes the difference.
Eventually, I think both of the sides should go back there, but there is a Jewish people and there is a Jewish state which was denounced by the UN in '48. So I mean, eventually everybody wants the same land, the same piece of land. That's the whole story. We want them out, they want us out. And I guess no one's gonna get entirely what they want, so a compromise is in order. I think that's a good compromise. I think both of the sides should be willing to go there. I think the Palestinians are more willing to go there than us, because now we have the power, the upper hand, but that won't last for long, and I hope it will change soon. So the compromise will be, will be reached to, or we will eventually get there. But as long as we're going this way, I don't think we'll get there anytime soon.
I don't believe that that's for 2,000 years. It wasn't there for 2,000 years, and I'm not necessarily think that the Israeli wants to live in certain areas in the Israeli state. They just want to be here in peace and quiet. I don't mind them to live in the West Bank or in Gaza, where there's a lot of population, but to come back to the middle of where the Jews are right now, it's worthless.
Why?
Why? Because I don't believe that it will work between the two nations. I mean, as neighbors, I'm more than willing to live with them in peace. But in the terms which is going right now, like that there is no peace, I don't believe that it's possible to live all together and to expect that it will, how do you say it, blossom. That's it.
If the Jewish people wanted to come back here for 2,000 years, what's the difference between them and people who were, their grandparents were born in Jaffa or Haifa wanting to come back?
The situation is different. Come on, we're talking about like almost a war, an hostility that is currently going on. I think it's like very escapistic and one-dimensional to try to compare that two things, It's not the same. They can return, they're returning. So they won't return like, I don't know, to the exact kilometer of where they want. They'll be like 20 kilometers away from that. Everybody makes compromises. I think it's unrealistic, and it's not the same. The Jews wanted to come back, and they came back. There wasn't a country here. There wasn't anything here. There were like people, and it wasn't the same situation. It was ruled under the Turks or under the Persians or under the British. It's not the situation which is relevant for 2012. The principle, right? So amazing. Let's bring back the states. Back to Mexico and to the Native Americans, whatever. In principle, in a perfect world, I think everybody should live. No countries, like John Lennon said. Could it work? No, I don't think so. Maybe. If everybody takes ecstasy and LSD, and comes together and forget their superstitions, maybe. Can't really work. I think.
First of all, in Jaffa they have a lot of Arabs who decided to stay there and not to flee. He's living with peace with the Jewish, and it was his deciding to stay, to live there, and everybody accepted it. The people who wanted to go away, to flee to Jordan or Europe or America, decided to do that. I don't know if they can now coming back because it's not their territory anymore. It's for other peoples now because they gave it up. The difference between the Jewish who took the lands and throw them away, and the Palestinians that just gave up on this area and went to Jordan, and now they want it back. It's a little bit different.
Would it make a difference if the Palestinians were forced out of Jaffa or Haifa?
But they didn't.
They say they were.
But half yes and half not. It's not. They didn't.
Because there is a very deep difference. We come back without force. On the contrary, when we come back, we buy lands. We paid for every piece of land to the Arabs. When we come back, the way of life, the
quality of life.
The quality of life, okay. The quality of life raised very much. And when we come back to lands which were desert, and we settled there and converted them to so what they want? They want to come to Tel Aviv, here to Rishon. Rishon, after we built what we built. It's illogical. The comparison, you can't compare two so different things. It's against the logic theory. So if they think in these lines, I'm very sorry. They not get what they want. And I think that if they'll not agree now to a compromise, so maybe one day they'll have to agree to a much worse compromise. And I'm sorry for their, how to say it, they don't understand. They are not so strong as they thought themselves before 48. They are not so strong as they thought themselves before the 6-Day War. I fought in the 6-Day War. And I remember so well our feeling at that time when the Egyptian army came from the south, the Jordanian army from the
the east?
Yes, and the Syrian army and the other armies. And we thought that maybe our state will be destroyed. And we fought, and unfortunately for them, we won. We of course apologize for this result. This result, they don't want this result, but we fought for our life. So if after that they opened everywhere. The 48 war, the 6 Days War, they opened it. The 6 Day War, it was something else because they tried to open the war, and we were clever enough to do, let's say, to give the first hit. But anyhow, I'll tell you, if everyone desires peace and is a wall, so there is a very strong rule that who begins war can't say afterward, when he loses the war, okay, let's come back to the situation before we begin our war. This encourages the spirits of war. I participated in international convention after the Oslo Agreement in Tunis. In this convention participated the United States and Britain and Japan and Greece and of course Tunis and the Palestinians and Egypt and many others. And when I explained this approach, I saw that many of the Arabs understood it. And I told them, be careful. If you not agree to Oslo Agreement and don't go according to these lines, you'll be sorry afterwards. Okay, but it's their choice. It's impossible to make peace without the agreement of the two sides. So,
Palestinians,
about the countries to choose.
Not only this, they originally are Bedouins. They're traveling all over the Middle East, and the Jewish always, for thousands and thousands of years, Israel is their home, their home base, basically, like
the
only home, only a country, and this is the reason why these countries belong first for the Israelis, the Jews, and then if the Palestinians, small groups of Palestinians was here, they can live here and stay here, but peacefully.
If the Jewish people wanted to come back to Israel for 2,000 years, what's the difference between that and Palestinians who want to come back to live in Tel Aviv, Haifa, Jaffa? What's the difference?
There's so many differences.
In your opinion?
I cannot even start.
Okay.
But first of all, 2,000 years is many years, okay? But I think like Jewish people in the end came to Israel also because the 2,000 years and because of the Bible and stuff, but also because they had no other choice. And maybe it's different from this matter. But on the other end, I mean, the Palestinians, memory is newer. So I would love to live with Palestinians around me. I don't know if it's possible, but I would love to. I mean, I don't care if you're Jewish or Arab.